everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This tutorial I will show you how to create base mesh for the mushroom. In this tutorial we will begin creating our base mesh for our mushroom model. Organic modeling can be tricky sometimes, but if we start with basic geometry and slowly add more details, the process can be a lot easier. So let's begin. To do that, to create our mesh, I'm gonna be using primitive objects to create our base mesh. Firstly, create a new Blender project. Go over here, click new, then general. So you should delete all objects. Hit A to select everything, X to delete, like this. To add cylinder mesh, press Shift A. Mesh. I'm gonna be adding mesh, then cylinder, like this. Let's now move our cylinder so that it's positioned on top of the floor grid of our scene. G, then Z, just grab it a little bit, like this. Let's change our view to front view. By pressing numpad Y, you can also click the Y-axis gimbal in the corner of the 3D viewport. Hit 1 on the numpad. Now hold Ctrl Y, moving the Y's to enable snapping. Position cylinder so that the base is on the grid. Control, let's write Control G, then Control. Or you can turn on snapping feature and increment. With the cylinder still selected, press Tab key to enter edit mode. Like this, press 3 to activate face selection. Go over here, click on it to turn on face selection mode. Click the top face of the cylinder to select that face. Now press G and then Z and move this face upward to create shape as shown in our example. G then Z. Just like this. Now press Tab again to exit edit mode. With the cylinder still selected in object mode, press S and then Shift Z. S, then Shift Z. To scale only in the Y and the X axis, like this. Move the mouse to take the cylinder thinner. So now let's continue modifying our base mesh with the cylinder selected. Press Tab to enter edit mode again. Ensure you are in face selection mode. Go over there. It's set to face selection mode, or by pressing 3, click the top face of the cylinder to select it. It's selected now. Now press E to extrude the face, but press Escape immediately to position the new face on top of the current face. E to extrude. Click on the left mouse button or Escape. Press S to scale this face and move your mouse until you get shape as shown in our example. S. Move it like this, scale it like this. With the top faces still selected, press E to extrude. Move your mouse slowly until you have a shape as shown in our tutorial. Just like this. With the top face still selected, press S to scale and make it slightly smaller. S to scale. Just like this, tiny bit, like this. With this top face still selected, press E again to extrude. Just extrude it a tiny bit like this. Scale this top face by pressing S and moving your mouse until you have something similar to the following. Just we want to scale it like this. Click anywhere to the viewport editor to confirm. Press tab to exit mode. To exit edit mode like this. It's always good practice to apply the scale of your object. Let's do that now. With your model selected, press Ctrl A and select the scale. Ctrl A, then go click on scale. From the pop-up menu, this will set your object scale to 1, 1, and 1, optimizing our topology. So now we need to subdivide our mesh to optimize our base topology. The idea is to create faces that are closer to squares rather than rectangles, which will give us a much better topology when sculpting later in this chapter. Let's see how we can do this by using the loop cut tool as well as grid fill. With our object selected, press tab to enter edit mode like this. Let's start by adding some loop cuts around the stem of our mushroom. Hover your mouse pointer over the stem and press Ctrl R to create a loop cut. Like this, just to add the loop cut to the stem. Ctrl R, it's gonna be add a loop cut, for example. 3 loop cuts, like this. Left click to confirm the loop cut and press escape as we need to increase the number of loop cuts. In the bottom left corner of the viewport, expand the loop cut and slide dialog like this. Click on it. By clicking the arrow of the left or loop cut and slide, which is over here, increase the number of cuts, change to 30. Like this. Or until the faces on the mushroom stem look like little squares, as shown here in our example. Left click into the viewport editor to confirm the loop cuts. Next, let's do the same to the underside of the mushroom. Hover your mouse pointer over the underside of the mushroom and press Ctrl R. Also, we need to add some loop cuts over this part there. Ctrl R, then hover over the part where you want to add some loop cuts. Scroll mouse wheel as shown here. Hit enter. Let's do the same to the top side of the mushroom, shown in our example. Add 2 loop cuts to other inner and outer faces at the top of the mushroom. Ctrl R. hit 2 on the numpad to add it. So let's add other loop cuts, Ctrl R. Adding 2 other loop cuts over there. Next, we need to fix the top and the bottom faces of our mushroom, as they are currently n-gons, meaning they have more than 4 edges. We need to delete these faces before we can create squares or quad faces. Click on top face to select it and press X to bring up the delete dialog box. Go over here to face selection mode, then select the face, hit X, then we need to delete faces. Like this. Click faces to delete the top face as shown here. Delete the bottom face of your mushroom as well. Select bottom face, press X and click faces to confirm. Go over here, select face, X, then delete faces. Next we are going to create a new geometry where we have deleted this top and bottom faces. First we need to select the edge loop around this missing face. Press 2 to enable edge select mode. Now you should hold Alt and left click one of the edges along the bottom edge of the select edge. Hold down Alt to select the bottom edge. Loop. You can also double click the edge to select the loop. With this edge loop selected, click the face drop down menu in 3D viewport and select grid fill from the drop down. Hit Ctrl F. This is gonna be bringing up this pop-up menu. So you should go to select grid fill, and it's gonna be working like this. Grid fill dialog box will appear in the lower left corner of the viewport. You can adjust how many faces you want here. I went with a setting of span 8 and offset. Just span is set to 8 and offset 0. You can adjust these settings until you're happy with the result. See how your mesh updates in the 3D viewport as you change grid fill parameters. As you can see. Now let's do the same at the top of the mushroom. Hold the Alt key. Hold down the Alt key like this and hover your mouse cursor over the edge loop like this, and Ctrl F to show up this menu. Search for grid fill, click on it, and this is gonna be filling with quads. You can also double click on the edge to select the edge loop. With the top edge loop selected, click the face drop down menu in 3D viewport editor and select grid fill from the drop down. For grid fill, I use the same settings. Span 8 and the offset is 0. Click anywhere in 3D viewport to apply the changes. Our base mesh for our mushroom model is now complete. In the next section, we will be UV wrapping our model. So see you in next tutorial. Thanks for watching.